Hey, everybody, and welcome to Making Sales Social Live. My name is Bob Woods. I am the very dilated LinkedIn Sherpa today. I had a eye appointment, which is why if you're with us live right now, I'm kind of in the dark because I'm still pretty light sensitive. But we are here to give you some great information. And when I say we, I'm joined by the LinkedIn Whisperer, Brynne Tillman. How you doing today, Brynne?
Good, Bob. How are you other than your gigantic black eyes?
Doing fantastic, and
Good.
and they are still pretty gigantic too, although you can't really see them
I,
on
I I
camera.
can see from here, so yeah.
Oh, it's kind of scary.
Well, so
So
with dilation, we get to see things from a different
yes, we
perspective.
do.
So
Yes, we
today,
do.
maybe we'll bring a new perspective.
Yes, because we're talking about if you're watching us on LinkedIn right now, it means you're viewing us on video. So using video is powerful. You can connect with your audience and of prospects in a highly visual way to bring value in ways that you just can't by using text alone or just using text period, to be honest with you. Today we're going to share with you some strategies to get engagement. Then we'll talk about some specific types of video products, ways. I'm not exactly sure how you would categorize that. But anyhow, to deliver video to your audience. Let's get started though with the strategies, the strategery part of things, Bren.
Yeah, so I love this. And, before we get into four ways to actually present video, let's talk about what goes into these videos that make it valuable. Now, our conversation in Social Sales Link is always around social selling.
Hmm.
So, when we think about video strategy for social selling, there are a few things to keep in mind. Number one, we need to clearly identify what matters to our targeted audience, in many cases our buyers. What content will be engaging for them? Because one of the mistakes we often make as sellers is we share content that we want to talk about, not
Right.
necessarily the content that they want to consume. So when you are putting together this strategy for video on LinkedIn, we really need to start with what value are we really bringing to our audience? Number one. Number two, is what we are doing and sharing leading to our solution? So we could identify all kinds of things that our buyer cares about, but that may not be relevant to us. So there's got to be a bridge, right? So what kind of content do they want to consume that will help us move closer and closer, or help them move closer and closer to our solution? Number three, from a strategy perspective, we have to decide which direction we want to go in, because there's a lot. You can do solo tips and strategies. You could team up like Bob and I do. You could interview people like our every other Making Sales Social is an interview, and every other is our tips that we do together. There are lots of different ways to create video. There is also raw video, unedited, and there's edited video. And when you edit video, you could get good graphics that come in, uh, and subtitles, captions, and such. So there's a lot of things to think about when you are going to use video. And so I wanted to start kind of in that mindset of, if we're going to leverage video to attract, teach, and engage our buyers, let's do it the right way.
Exactly. And any of that can go in any type of different direction as well. I mean, if you got the money, you can do the proverbial Hollywood production. You don't have to, though, but you should be
Right.
doing something, especially because there's so few people out there who are doing it. Now, I'm noticing that there's like more and more people who are starting to do it now, but I think that it's still unique enough to where if you start doing it now, you're going to be known for it. And just because you're doing all of it, and because you're actually showing up, and by showing up I mean on video in this particular case, you're going to be obviously much more recognizable. But it's the more recognizable people who are viewed, get it, viewed as as subject matter experts. So that's another thing that you want to do as well. And if you're showing up and if you're, proverbially looking at the people in the eye while you're delivering your messages, again, it's much more effective than just doing text and things like that. Although you should still be doing the text, you should still be doing all that stuff too. But it's much more powerful with video directly.
Absolutely. So what's the first way we're going to talk about to share the video?
Yeah, so a couple of these are going to be LinkedIn specific. There are going to be a couple where you can go beyond LinkedIn though. So
Okay.
first one is post a link.
Yeah, so maybe you've uploaded it to Vimeo or to YouTube. You've got, your content could even be on your website. And so
Mhm.
in a post, you can share a link. And to Bob's point, you want to add text here too, not just share the link to the video. But if you've got video that's living somewhere else, you can share a link. But there's a negative to sharing a link, which is the algorithm. LinkedIn does not like you to send people away from their platform. So when you link content that moves away from your from the platform, you won't do as well in getting found, and the algorithm is a little bit sacrificed there. But if that's where your video lives, it's not a terrible way to do things. So I
Right.
would say that.
Right. But if you do have the original video that you've actually uploaded to YouTube or to Vimeo or wherever, you can then take advantage of our number 2 point, which is upload native video. So when you upload a native video, you're essentially uploading it directly to LinkedIn. And to Bryn's point with that, the LinkedIn algorithm likes that better
Mhm.
because the people, when they view the video, they are staying on LinkedIn to do that. So the algorithm is going to say, hey, they're not going anywhere else. Let's promote this post more in other people's news feeds.
Great point. Now, the only negative to native video is you max out at 10 minutes.
Yep.
So you have now, I actually personally believe if you've got a video that's more than 10 minutes, it's not going to necessarily do well.
Right.
Unless maybe the link that you're sharing, well, if we go back to number one. So number two is the native video. Number one, posting that. I mean, like a webinar is a video, right? In some
Hmm.
ways, right? So you can link back to longer videos. If you are going to use native video where you're uploading it, all the studies point back to under 3 minutes
3 minutes.
performs best anyway. So that
And
was
then,
number 2, yeah.
yeah. And then if you want, if you're starting to get a little video savvy, as they say, you can actually post maybe like a little highlight reel that's under 3 minutes. And then you can link out to the full video
Ooh, a double.
somewhere else. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then, if your marketing department gets involved and everything else, you can even have that video be gated to where people have to sign in and stuff like that too. But that's more of a sales marketing kind of unified thing. But even if you want to just do a highlight, but you do think like if it's a webinar and you really do want people to view that webinar in its entirely, put together a 3 minute sizzle reel. That's what they call it, and then and then have that link in there to link out to wherever the full video lives.
So I love that. So, algorithm hack, maybe,
Yeah.
upload that native video, publish your text without the link, go back and edit the text immediately and add the link in to the
Yep.
text that goes to the full video. I love
Yep.
that, Bob. That this was like kind of a little
Yeah.
sidetrack that I think
Yeah.
that's brilliant. All right, what's the third way that we can share this with
The
folks?
third way is what we're doing now. It's live streaming.
This is one of my favorites. Now, live streaming is native inside of LinkedIn and can go way over 10 minutes. So
Yep.
it's almost a hybrid, right? You're getting the value of the algorithm because it is natively staying inside of LinkedIn, but you are not limited to the 10 minutes that an uploaded video or native video limits you to.
Yeah, and
So
then the other really nice thing about live streaming is depending on the video platform that you use. So with LinkedIn live streaming, you have to use a third party platform to do it.
right.
We use something called Restream. So
Mhm.
with Restream, you can actually go out to several platforms,
That's true.
not just LinkedIn. So that's what I was talking about before that. Not everything is like really LinkedIn specific. So with
Yeah.
this video and every live video that we do, we also output that to YouTube.
Mhm.
So
Right.
you can do that to other channels as well if you have presence there. And then you can, live stream individually as well. I'm looking into TikTok right now. You can do live
I
on
can't wait.
TikTok. Yeah, I know.
I'm so
TikTok's gonna be a
excited
lot
to
of
see how
fun.
that goes. Yeah. Yep, yep,
TikTok's
yep. We
gonna be a
have
lot
we
of
have
fun.
our team right now doing deep dives into some of Bob's very fast brilliance that we can TikTok video.
Yeah,
So that'll be great. So
that should be a
so
lot of fun.
yeah, I love that. The other thing that's interesting about live, especially now we're going through these third parties, we use Restream, there's also StreamYard and a whole bunch of others.
Yep.
It creates an event. And so there's some real benefit. I mean, you can obviously create your own event and link other things to it, but this is kind of a big win from because they're really pushing events. So that becomes really helpful in getting people to visit your live because you've now
Mhm.
created a link and it's easy to promote that outside of just the typical algorithm.
Yep,
Because you
exactly.
can invite people to events,
Yep. Yep.
right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So now we're gonna go from the wide universal to the extremely personal. Wow, that's rhymed. I didn't even expect that to happen. And that has to do with sending a video message. So this is LinkedIn specific.
Mhm,
You can send short video messages to first degree connections within your network,
mhm.
and you would need your mobile phone to do it. It's like the easiest way to do it, and it's actually pretty easy to do with the steps. But imagine if you reach out to someone with the phone in front of your face and you talking on camera saying, "Hey,
Mhm,
whoever," and you have like a really short message after that,
mhm.
and you are talking to that person one on one because they can see you. They could say, "Hey, this is a real person. This person took enough time to send me a video message."
Right.
And just imagine what kind of good feelings that you'll get out of that, especially because when it comes to video messages, there's still hardly anyone doing this.
Absolutely. And it's brilliant and it's easy. So all you do is you go to on the mobile, as Bob said, you go to message on someone's profile, you click on the little paper clip, and then you click on video. You put it in
Yep.
selfie mode and you go, "Hey, Bob, great to do a live with you today," or whatever it is, right? This has been a wonderful way to reconnect with people. And it's clearly, as Bob said, a one on one. They feel like you really took the time. And we have, by the way, over a 90% response rate. Like, that's
Yep.
crazy amazing.
We tested it. We have the receipts. It
Yes,
really
right.
that we really know that this works.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have one bonus.
Ooh,
So we
go.
said we were going to give you 5 and the number 1 we started was strategy. So I'm thinking that's
Mhm.
not really 5 ways. So what's
Right.
one more way? You can add video to your profile
Oh, that's right.
in
Yeah.
cover story or linking video to your featured or
Yep.
even connecting it to your experience.
Yep.
So cover story, we did a live on Cover Story, I
Yeah.
believe,
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
a couple weeks ago.
Look
You can
for
go
it.
back and look at that, but it is
Mhm.
literally a 30-second elevator pitch of sorts, right? If
Mhm.
you were I hate using the word pitch, your
Yeah.
elevator speech maybe.
Yeah.
So, if you were at an event and they were timing you for 30 seconds, and really we say do 29 because if you go even a tad over 30, it gets
Yep.
cut
It
off.
won't like it.
So cover story is a great way to use video. Your featured section, if you post video, whether it was a link or a native video or a live stream, you can actually connect that to your featured, or you can upload native right to your featured up to 10 minutes. And you can link in experience. So if you have videos, not that I love a whole lot on product pitch, but if you have a visual product that you have video of, if
Hmm.
you have product in your experience, that's a great place to put those
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, that's where you can definitely get away with that type of thing a little bit more, because especially if you're splitting out your products underneath your main experience section with your current position, people are going to be just naturally more interested in what those products are, so or services or whatever. So if you have video that supports it, that's probably the only really good place to do that within the profile, because you are educating, but at the same time, it's very product specific.
Love it. Well, Bob, this was fun.
This was a lot of fun. This just, as you could tell, we both love video.
We
We try to
do.
do it as much as we can, and like I said, I'm gonna be on TikTok probably. No dancing. I promise, no dancing on TikTok. But
I'll do the dancing.
yeah, 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 we can do a little bit. Yeah, maybe we could do a little bit dancing, maybe like in a split screen or something like
I
that.
don't know.
So, thanks again for joining us here on Making Sales Social Live. If you're with us live on LinkedIn right now or on YouTube, we do this every week, so keep an eye out for our live sessions. If you're listening to us on our podcast and you haven't subscribed already, we invite you to smash that subscribe or follow button to access all of our previous shows and be alerted when new ones drop. We do 2 shows weekly, this one and our Making Sales Social interview series, where we talk with leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and many more areas. And I'm going to start doing these here pretty soon. I
Can't
can't
wait.
wait for that. If you want more information, go to socialsaleslink.com/podcast. Also, be sure to drop a like and a rating for our podcasts. And remember, when you're out and about, make sure that you're
Making your sales social.
social. Exactly. Thanks, everybody. Have a